brand on, we got a tremendous emotional response from viewers over your story.
Yes.
Because Mally has had hair loss.
Yeah.
And like now Laura Geller, Mally, Alberti Popage, one of our hosts, myself, we've suffered from hair loss, and Mally had extraordinary results, as so many have, from this Hairmax technology. So we wanted to bring you a crazy sale price on what is actually, if you guys haven't heard about it, and come on out, Ellen Langus, this is Hairmax. This is their most advanced number of lasers that they have brought to QVC in a laser hair comb. Now, colors are orange, rose gold, or dark pewter, and ships for free, and 6-month return policy, which, by the way, spoiler alert, is December. That's also the period of time in which you will see the full blossom of results if it's going to work for you, which I'll also say, it worked for 94% of the people in the clinical study. And this device, which normally on their own website retails for $449 on an average day, this one is called Actonis, Ellen, because unlike even the technology, which is all FDA cleared, all patented, that Mally and others used in your original devices, Actonis now harnesses not one, but 2 different types of wavelengths with medical grade laser therapy. So it's not just working on the follicle, it's working on the scalp.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about the 2 wavelengths is that your hair is growing at different stages. And so this is a more comprehensive way to address your hair loss. And this is also, it's the most innovative technology Hairmax has. It's the most lasers that we've ever had in a comb.
That's powerful.
And it's 50% more than its predecessor that had only the 12 lasers in it.
So this is 18 medical grade lasers, and let's show you guys what it does, because the best part is you are getting results. It doesn't hurt.
Nope.
It takes less than a half an hour every week to do your treatment. And Ellen, 26 weeks is the full breadth of treatment. So for any of you starting now and doing your treatment religiously every week, that is December, that's pre-holidays, and you look totally different.
Yeah. You do. You can anticipate because these were what was done in the clinical studies. So this is Juanita, and you can see that she was really losing hair in her part. And then after 26 weeks, it has really filled in beautifully. So that's what Hairmax does. You're using this just 8 minutes, 3 times a week, and you can expect that within about 16 weeks you're going to start seeing some hair growth, and then by 26 weeks, just like those clinicals showed, you can expect that by the holidays you're going to start seeing that hair really close in.
Like by October, which is 16 weeks, you'll definitely see something peach fuzzing. But by December, which is like nearish to definitely Christmas, but even on the tail end of Thanksgiving, with all that holiday family fanfare. And what happens when it works as intended? Because people often wonder, gosh, am I gonna grow real hair? Is it peach fuzz hair? Am I just gonna get one hair? Oh no, you're getting lots of hair.
It's
lots
your
of
hair. And you know, the average regrowth for women who had used this, using just 12 laser comb, they had 133 new hairs per square inch in regrowth. And it worked, as you said, 94.8% of people.
And painless, right, Mel?
Oh, it doesn't feel like anything.
Right?
If anything, it actually feels good.
Well, you're massaging your head,
It's a little
right?
massage for your head. You know you're doing something amazing. You know you're going to see the results. It is truly a game changer.
And
it changed my life, for
Ellen,
sure.
look, can we look at the before and afters, and then we'll explain the technology, because it's phototherapy, so it is painless. It's not like the lasers used to remove hair.
No.
But look at a part line change.
Right. This is the kind of hair loss I have. My part's getting wider and it's getting longer, so you can see it in the back of your head. And you'll notice it when you're trying clothes on in the mirror. You're like, oh, darn it. And here, Nancy.
That's not what I say. Go ahead.
I'm much more kind about it. Nancy has dramatic hair loss, really, and she's had just a wonderful regrowth. Now, the thing is, this is called clinically androgenetic alopecia. And what that means is it's androgens or hormones when you're having changes in your hormones. And that's why I mentioned, especially in this hour, over 50.
Yep.
Women who might be experiencing menopause, for instance, your hormones are changing, and that can trigger hereditary hair loss. Other things can do that during menopause too. So if you're not sure, you want to check. But these are the typical kind of results that you can see here with Jody, just a really closing up of that part line. And boy, oh boy, that really changes your confidence. I have to say one thing the three of us all have in common.
Yes.
We're all different ages and stages of our life, right?
Yep.
We've all suffered with hereditary hair loss,
Yep.
or in
Yep.
your case, you had
Yep.
some hair loss. And boy, does that do a number on your confidence, doesn't
know,
it?
100%.
Once the nice thing about Hairmax, not only it's proven, it's patented, they have a whole board of like medical advisors, engineers, scientists, doctors. They're the real deal out of Florida, and they were the first to ever create an at-home medical device, FDA cleared for your use painlessly. And once you own it, you can share it with his, hers, anybody, a friend. You own it for a lifetime. It's cordless and rechargeable. It doesn't hurt. So getting to your treatments and sticking with them 3 times a week is not tough. When we do a treatment, what is happening? Because we have science we want to share.
Right, there is science behind this, and we have an animation that you can see what's happening because you're not treating your hair, you're treating your scalp. Those dual wavelengths, 2 different wavelengths, are going to penetrate down and they're going to stimulate the hair growth. So you can see where there wasn't hair, it's growing, and that's where we were saying that 133 new hairs per square inch.
Wow.
Postage stamp size, right? So
So-
imagine how many postage stamps of 133 hairs are growing.
And imagine if you are, Mally and I always talk about this, right? Like the first people to notice are your hairdresser.
Yes.
They notice when something's happening, it's thinning, and they notice when something good is happening, it's filling in,
Yeah.
your hair is healthier. I also had that moment when I was getting like just around the turn 50 mark, and I was just noticing all of this hair shedding.
Yes.
And it's so scary because you're really not sure why it's happening, and thereby you're not really sure what to do about it. I do want to say, you guys, this is a device that represents their most advanced technology. 18 medical grade lasers, and the lasers are not single wavelength, they're dual wavelength.
Wow.
So
Wow.
they're bathing the hair follicle and your scalp in a kind of dual technology, but orange, rose gold, dark pewter, a device that's a comb that normally is $449 on any average day on the Hairmax website. Let us talk 2 things. How do we do a treatment, and who is this not for?
Right. Well, first of all, it's so simple. And, you know, you used to have to go to a clinic. Now you do this in the comfort of your own home. And all you do, it's very simple to do, you're going to get it home, you're going to charge it up for a couple hours one time, and then you press the bottom button, that turns it on. The second button on top, that's going to turn on the laser light.
That's it.
And then you're going to see these are patented hair parting teeth. That's allowing the laser light to penetrate down to your scalp. And then I'm going to move this up to my head so we can take a look at this. And we're going to just move this every 4 seconds. We're going to put it up here. You can hear the beep. And then every 4 seconds, you'll move it just about ½ an inch. And those hair parting teeth are allowing those dual wavelengths to penetrate and stimulate those hair follicles.
And you feel nothing.
You feel nothing. And by the way, once you get the hang of this, because you're only doing it for 8 minutes, you can turn off, just press this button one more time, and you can turn off the beep.
beeping.
Yeah, and it'll turn off on its own after 10 minutes in case you forget.
So we do it 3 times a week for 8 minutes a pop.
Yep.
That's less than a 30-minute sitcom.
Yep.
However, there are some people that unfortunately their hair loss, they let it go too long without
Right.
trying Hairmax. And who is this not
This
for?
is a really great chart. Keep an eye on where the blue shirts are. This is where we've done the clinical tests, so that's where we know it's worked for 94.8% of the women who used it. So you can see your hair is parting, the part is getting a little wider. Your crown is showing it. So that's where you're getting the best results. At the top, you don't really need it yet. You can start early, but at the bottom, if you see too much scalp, you've waited too long. And that's where I really want to indicate that your hair is going to keep growing even after a year or so of being thin. But once you've waited too long.
Yeah, you better get on to it.
Thank you, Mally.
You're welcome. Thank you. That's the thing.
You say what I'm thinking,
Right.
right?
What are you waiting for?
Well,
right?
It's really a great way of saying, like,
Hello.
I know things are a considered purchase. I
Get
know
to work.
we are scared with topics like this. I
Yeah.
know we worry about hopes being dashed because
Yeah.
nothing else worked. Why would this?
Yeah.
But there is actually a scientific reason why waiting too long and continuing to deliberate whether you should try this will absolutely bite you in the butt and not work in your favor.
Amen.
You have a
Amen.
6-month return policy. So
Yeah.
the very window in which this can work and will work, if it's going to work for you, and that's between now and December, 6 months, you also can use it religiously and still return it if absolutely nothing is happening for you.
Yeah, it worked for me, and I'm telling you, I had the one that wasn't even this powerful. So could you imagine if I had this one? What was gonna happen?
There's never too much hair.
Oh, never too much hair. No, I love my Hairmax. I still have my other one, and I still use it. There are times when I'm just saying to myself, you know what? What have we got to lose? Let's keep growing.
And you own it forever.
Yes, you
so-
own it forever. It is a game changer. I will not be without it. I love it so much. So thank
Ellen,
you.
thanks, babe.
Thanks,
know.
Sean.
We
Good
love
to see you,
you.
Mally. Thank you.
Yay!
A great sale price and an amazing, the most advanced version of a hair comb that they have ever brought us because of that dual laser technology. And it ships for free, and you have up until December to use it, try it, and
Hello?
still return it.
Hello.
Hello.
What are we waiting for?
Hello.
Meanwhile, you're losing hair here.
Thanks,
You're
guys.
growing hair on
I
your
know.
chin.
It's so rude.
Right? The
Unfair.
and all the other places, so much hair growing everywhere else. But you know,
You just
hi,
can't win.
guys. Okay, so I'm gonna keep drinking this hydration.
Okay.
You're gonna hit the fan.
Gonna hit the fan.